So you want to give the best presentation of your life? Okay, if so, you've got to be able to answer these 3 questions. All right, so let's say you've got that big presentation, and let's just assume in this case you're using a slide deck, because so many people do use slide decks. Well, here's what you must be able to answer. Question number 1. What is the one thing I want my audience to say after they hear this talk? Now, keep in mind, notice I didn't say what is my goal. What is the one thing I want my audience to say after they hear this talk? So let's say that they're leaving the room and they're talking to each other. What are the words that they're using? It might be a statement like this. So if they're listening to me, it might be, my goodness, I need to better answer my customers' questions. And if I do, it will dramatically change my business. Okay? So that's just an example of the one thing statement. You know what's crazy is more often than not, when folks come to me and say, hey Marcus, will you help me with this presentation? And they think they've done it. And I say, so what's your one thing that you want the audience to say? Usually they don't know. Now, after you've done that, the next is, what is the one thing you want them to get from each section or segment of your talk? So most talks, as you know, have different sections or segments or bits, whatever you want to call them, it doesn't matter. But here's the main point. Within those, and let's just assume that a section or a bit, it might have 3 or 4 slides that it entails. What is the one thing that you want the audience to say after each segment? By knowing that, you're clearly guided as you go throughout the talk. So you must be able to answer that. And then finally, and this one is hilarious when you see people do this and you test them on it, it is so fun, is what is the one thing from each one of the slides? Yes, every slide should have a one thing statement that the person is thinking, feeling, saying as they see it in the moment. And so, if you do this the right way, you could literally look at your slide deck right now. Let's say it's 30 slides, and you can make a statement for each one as the person, the attendee, the audience member, would think it. And this is what's so powerful. If you can't come up with a one thing statement for that one slide, well then guess what? That slide needs to go. It's not good. And too often we've got way too many slides that we don't need because they have no purpose. If it doesn't have a clear purpose, just let it go. Also, if you can't come up with that one thing statement for that slide, it means you got too much stuff on that particular slide. Because the idea is you have one big idea with each one of those slides. In other words, the one thing. So, just to repeat, we've got the one thing from the entire presentation in the audience words. We've got the one thing from each segment of the presentation. And then finally, we've got the one thing from each slide. And if you could answer those, you are going to give the best presentation of your life. If you like this video, make sure you subscribe. Yes, subscribe to my channel. Okay, folks, let's get to work.